Alrighty, so welcome back to another Sunday Breakdown. It's your boy Juicy Banks, and y'all guys know what we are here to do. So let's talk about the week that I had and what I see happening. So we're gonna kind of go up to the higher time frame just so we can kind of be present and also aware on where we're at. So this is the weekly time frame. Obviously, you could see that overall we're in a bit of an uptrend. I know y'all see like a little bit of fib action here, so let's kind of alleviate some of that noise from the chart real quick so we can just kind of see it clearly. So we came down and we kind of been ranging. So typically we found support right around here. My crosshairs is at this previous higher high for this retest. You can see price kind of pushing off, going up to the upside. Switching to the daily time frame, well, a lot of my technicalities will kind of make sense of the current market. You can see our resistance area that we kind of been, resistancing, of course. We kind of respected this 38.2 on this most recent retest and kind of found stability right here with the sellers kind of closing here and the buyers. We kind of go down to the lower time frames. We're kind of able to see it a little bit more beautiful to happen in flourishing to where we predominantly came and got back this retest right around here from this previous, what appears to be a lower high. We kind of came and kind of found support on this area, and we kind of broke out in this small defined range because we were kind of going down for a while. So we kind of was able to kind of push up and get a retest off this area to kind of go higher. Again, showing the respect that we kind of respected on this 38.2 and a strong bullish activity that kind of happened. But then you see this retest, right? So then we go down to the 5 minute, and now you're seeing the details of the retest that kind of happened where we still kind of came back and retest at this area. You see that I have a supply zone that turned into demand zone over here. As I go down to like the lower time frames, it'll be a lot more simplistic. You can see right here that we kind of made a retest off this area, and predominantly this is like a main area of support. I know it's one candle here, but as I go down to the lower time frames, you'll be able to see it a little bit more beautifully. Wait, let me kind of delete this. As we kind of came down and then we kind of respected this area. Again, you can see the market structure, and then this is the biggest thing for me, this doji, but also this rejection, solidifying that right around here where buyers kind of came, right, and got that retest and kind of pushed off up. You can see here a little bit more better on the 2 hour time frame. This is where basically buyers kind of took over. So we retested here in the direction of trend. Then we made resistance, making our high, and then we came back down here, making a higher low, maintaining this area of trend. So for me, really and truly, GJ is still very much in an uptrend. You can see that it's respecting. Now, this uptrend is a little bit more on the lenient side, as meaning that it's very steep. But as we go down lower, the trend is going to kind of make a lot more sense. I'm kind of go back for a second. And I just want to kind of toggle the visibility so we're able to kind of see this on the lower time frames. Going down to the 1 hour. All right, cool. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see the steepness of it a little bit more better. Basically here where we kind of took over on the higher time frames, which I attempted to take a buy here and then I got stopped out. But you could see that I actually been buying on my small account build from all the way down here. And what I'm kind of doing on the small account build is really just homing in on my entries. I'm catching all these moves in the direction of trend and getting out. But I'm also trying to focus on homing on my skills on catching the big move all the way up. And most recently, I caught a move like around here at the 191. And this is predominantly on Thursday, where I caught like around the 191, 250 area right around here to where we got this original retest. Kind of almost the same area that I attempted to buy at earlier. The move just wasn't done and sellers just wasn't done. But I was able to kind of buy here. And most importantly, I was able to actually scale in again somewhere like around here. So you guys will kind of be seeing that in this week's videos of the account builds. But you can see how I kind of retested and how the move's kind of pushing on for it. Now, because we kind of originally left on this, let me kind of zoom out so I can see it. I don't know why I dragged my fibs all the way to butt fuck, but yeah. You can see most importantly that we kind of last left off some support around here near this 38.2 area. And this was kind of like the retest of the minor structure in between. So I expect price to obviously be pushing up this week towards up here, towards the -27 area, which is going to be TP1 for our overall long-term trend this week. And then obviously we have a TP2 that's going to be right about up here at 195. So that's only if, trend and volume from this 38.2 push kind of pushes, but I'm expecting to see the markets kind of fly up, which, relatively is going to be great for us. So I'm expecting to kind of see buyers kind of come in and take over and kind of push the markets upwards towards the upside. So we can see a very good flourishing in price and kind of a push off overall. But what I'll be doing predominantly is kind of like transferring some of my profits into a new account so that way I can have a new week of statistics kind of showing you guys kind of how I did with the account build. But most importantly, you know, we're in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend. Kind of going down lower to the lower time frames. We can see right here was a struggling resistance area based on this previous high point that we made right here before we started transitioning downwards. And you can see the trend line. You can see everything, right? Now, what's most important is this retest that we got right around down here, right? Now, we didn't kind of quite touch the trend line, but we were kind of heading back to this area that we kind of used as support. And then you can see once the trend kind of came back, I knew we were going to kind of come back like around here. Just give and take the demand zone in the area. So relatively, we should be good. Buyers kind of left out pretty good. This was a strong rejection area, but I feel like we went down a little bit more versus up here. One, because this was a 23.6, and then two, this is a 38.2. So I'm expecting to see some explosive behavior from the markets. Predominantly, if we can get in where we fit in, I'm not really expecting too much of a gap down in price, but you never know what can happen. But predominantly, if we can even come back here or even continue amongst the line of just right here where price kind of opened up, that we can kind of catch the next buying opportunity from right here, and then, you know, have a solid risk to reward on what we're risking to kind of ride this trend all the way up. So it's either we're going to break out up here towards the upside, or we're going to kind of probably come back down here and make a retest around this zone. But GJ longs, nevertheless, I have GJ kind of going up because we kind of last left again on this 1 hour on this 38.2, and the volume was looking good for it to go back up to the upside. Gold. Ooh. Let's talk about it. Gold hit some all-time highs, and gold looks like it's quite ready to sell off and make some form of a retest. Now, predominantly, I have right here for a retest on gold, and this is looking at the current volume, right? Sellers kind of had taken over price action via right here, so we have a bit of rejection. So I want to kind of see gold kind of close below this level, so I know what we're kind of doing next. But predominantly, we got a retest, so I can expect, you know, some shorts, right? Taking some shorts and kind of just flowing with gold back. I feel like gold hit all-time highs for a purpose, right? Just doing everything that's kind of going on. So I feel like we could probably even ride the sells back down to this area and kind of catch this retest to kind of continue back pushing up. But so far, the sells haven't fully taken over yet. I feel a lot more comfortable once we kind of break this area right around here that we've just been actually holding. So I'll kind of make this in red so we know what to look out for. But I feel like if we're able to break this area, then sells are good back to the downside. Outside of that, right, kind of going down lower, just kind of looking at overall structure. If gold can't kind of break this area of support, then we're definitely going to kind of break this area of resistance right around here, and then we could look to actually ride the market back up to the upside, back up to here, kind of playing it safe. You know, structure is keen in all of this that we do, and it's based on what I see here, right? You'll see this, and then we kind of came back right here, getting this structure retest and then kind of bouncing. So I want to really see gold break below this area, so we're good. And if I turn on the pivots, you can see that the structure that I do is just quite spot on. So, you know, once you kind of learn this process with structure, it's looking good. But as I kind of see it fit as of right now, that especially with gold kind of hitting all-time highs, I really want to see us kind of break this area to the downside, or we could break this area to the upside and ride the momentum up. So just kind of playing it safe. But if gold can respect, then we can definitely just ride this selling volume back down. But I mean, predominantly the best sell would probably be after we break this resistance area right around here. But if we break this, then we're definitely going to go long up to the upside. So let's just wait and see. NAS, NAS. NAS, let's just go to the 1 hour time frame, just because NAS has finally kind of made, let's go back to the daily. NAS has kind of finally found its higher low. So we got a long correction back up to the upside. So first and foremost, the number one thing that I do see is this area that, you know, we need to retest that right around here. So predominantly just based on where I am within the structure and the foundational piece of NAS kind of finally finishing this downtrend, we could finally break out of this area, catching a retest and then riding the volume back up to the upside. So you can see these negative areas. And again, NAS kind of moves kind of viciously. And when I mean viciously, like fast. So we have a TP area here, and we have a TP area here. Now, this is for the long-term buy on NAS if we can go ahead and break out. But we just basically broke out and did this retest of this lower time frame structure. You can see here on the 1 hour how it predominantly looks, how we are ranging. We came back down, we broke, we retested this medium area, and then we began to push up, especially with this trend line break. So I'm expecting some form of a retest. You can see here that we're using this previous high area, which I'll make in black in a second, that we're just kind of retesting. So if we could kind of find support off this area, or even come back down here, right, and kind of find some support down here, we'll be good for the longs. But I don't think that NAS sales shouldn't be done until we kind of break right here. predominantly at the bottom part. So that's pretty much what I will go ahead and see for my overall bias for this week. I want to keep it kind of short, simple, and quick, just because we're observers of the market at the end of the day. So the simple fact that we kind of observe what the market is doing is going to kind of be key. You can see I have my structure kind of set up quite goodly on NAS. And NAS, I'm just glad that the sell-offs have finally done. But even these areas where they made these lower lows, I was buying up to the higher highs. And it's kind of understanding the area of indecision on where we're at. But once you kind of understand NAS is super duper simple. But again, if we can use this area as support and push up, we're good to kind of ride this momentum up here. Most indefinitely if we're right around here. But based on how I see it with the QPs on NAS, right about now, the retest is looking predominant, like somewhere like around down here. So if we could probably catch this retest and then go back up, it'll be good. But the volume that I'm seeing right now, where buys are just so strong, especially how we closed out on Friday, it's looking like we're going to go up to the upside for sure. But just remember, we're observers of the market at the end of the day. So we trade what we see and not what we want. So just keep that in mind. So NAS is looking good for longs. Gold is looking good for the sells as long as this momentum can die out. And y'all know what I see on GJ, or should I say GBay. Looking good. Make sure you guys manage your risk accordingly for this risk and follow your trading plan. I said risk for risk. I'm tripping. Make sure y'all manage your risk accordingly for this week and that y'all follow your trading plan to the T. I'm going to be looking to continue these great longs on GJ and just keep on building that bag. I'm going to be looking to sell gold and continue building that bag. NAS, y'all know how I feel about NAS. NAS is upsy, baby. So yeah, most importantly on NAS, what I'm even seeing right now, it looks like we have a trend line from right around here as well. So this will kind of line up with this retest like around right here if we do go back down. But we've already kind of retested right around here. So looking good for the most part. Manage your risk, trade what you see, and make sure y'all think about the pips and not the money. It's your boy Juicy Banks. I appreciate y'all guys letting me do this breakdown for y'all. Quick, simple, and short. With that being said, God bless, and y'all guys have a wonderful trading week. Deuces, and I hope y'all guys found some insight on this breakdown. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if y'all want more. Deuces!